welcome. How are you today? It's a glorious day, and I wanted to introduce you to my sister, Cindy Ann Brown. How are you, Cindy?
Good. Hi, everybody.
All right, so why are we here today? Well, a lot of you guys don't know that when I first started out doing intuitive life coaching, I was practicing and hanging out with my sister Cindy, and you don't know that Cindy's been doing it as long as I have, okay? So she's equally as skilled, maybe just not as well known. And so I like to always say, you know the old Ghostbusters adage, who are you gonna call? Cindy. So if you need help, I wanted to create the opportunity and the invitation for some of you to work with Cindy if you want to. All right, I'm really booked up, and like really booked up. And the thing is Cindy is amazing, and she works in my business, and a lot of you guys don't even know that. And she works in my business. She works with my overflow of clients one-on-one, and she's really amazing at what she does.
Thank you.
Yeah, she is, like, seriously. So, because I get to see all the cool emails and Facebook messages and love notes back to Cindy, you know, going, oh my gosh, you're amazing. And so people say to us, like, what do you actually do? Okay. So we call ourselves intuitive life coaches because what we're doing is we're coaching clients on their life, and we're using this amazing skill, which I actually think is like the most important skill, the most important ninja skill you could ever have, which is your intuition.
Yeah.
Like, I literally don't know how people live without their intuition. I mean, think about it. You go shopping, where am I gonna get the little black dress that I want for the cheapest amount of money that I totally love, right? And then you just hear the answer, and then you just go there. I mean, honestly. But we like to use our intuition, besides for practical things like shopping. We like to use our intuition to help clients, and that's really my favorite thing to do. Because what we actually do is we peer into your soul, okay? Like, seriously. So people come to our office and they say, hey, Christie, I am blocked in my abundance. I am blocked in my love life. I am blocked in my health. I am blocked in creating what I want. And then we look into your soul and we basically say, oh, okay, well, it feels like you imprinted or downloaded or duplicated these beliefs from the surroundings around you when you were 2 years old, and you probably have no recollection of it. And then you took it into your reality as real, and now you're 40 years old and you're playing out your mom and dad's crap when you were 2 years old. I mean, that's really honestly the truth. And I would never have realized this had I not worked on over 25,000 people in one-on-one sessions, okay? I've done a crazy amount of sessions, as has Cindy. And what I realized is the root of all your problems is really happening 0 to 7 years old, okay? And so what we help you do is find those hidden subconscious blocks that you have, that you may not know are operating under the radar. Yeah. And we help you eliminate them. Okay, so that's what intuitive life coaching is. We use our super sleuthing skills and we help you find what's the age that you brought in certain beliefs that are creating your unworthiness. What is the age that you brought in certain beliefs that are creating your lack of abundance? What is the ages you brought in certain beliefs that you felt no love, okay? And then we take what we find, and then we show you, like, we literally show you how to empower yourself using the tools. And we do it with you, and we help you do it so that you're totally empowered. You know, do you feed a man a fish or you give him the fish, right? And so we basically give you teach you how to fish and clear your blocks up. And so we do this in what is like a 50-minute session. And in the 50-minute session, what happens is we call you, or you call us, or whatever the arrangement is in the moment. But for 50 minutes, we talk on the phone, and we, find out, okay, so you're blocked in abundance. Okay, so it feels like you have 18 beliefs that are blocking your abundance. So let's just go through them all and figure it out. And we literally are psychic enough and intuitive enough to hear that you have 18 blocks on abundance. And then we go through the ages, we tell you what happened or what's up. 70% of the stuff you remember, 30% you got to go ask your mom and dad probably. Yeah. and then we help you eliminate all these root causes for what your main issues are. So here's the thing, okay? If you're listening to this, I want you to just make this personal to you for one moment, okay? So I want you to think, what is your main problem in your life? Okay, the problem that freaking annoys you, okay?
Same story.
The same silly story over and over and over again, okay? Is it the problem is your abundance, like you don't have the right career, or you're always lose your money, or you have credit card debt, okay? Like what's your silly abundance story, okay? What's your silly love life story? You know, some of you guys might be like, I'm single, I always wanted to be married and have kids, and I don't, okay? Or some of you might be, I'm in a relationship and the mate that I married is just like my mom and dad, right? You know what I'm saying? And so we can help you reroute some of that energy. Some of you listening might be thinking, my silly story is I always have certain kind of health problems in this part of my body. Because what we found by working on block and belief clearing is that sometimes your quote, quote, pain in the neck or pain in the tush or any of those kind of funny things, or it just quote, quote, galls you and the anger issues are locked in those parts of your body, like your neck, your tush, or, you know, your gallbladder, right? Okay, so the thing is we help people kind of clear the emotional issue that is related to the body, and in a majority of cases, that is fascinating, totally fascinating,
totally.
How the body suddenly decides it could heal itself, you know? Of course, we can't make claims like that. We can only say that we're helping you with your emotional stuff, right? And then, you know, you could have problems like with your kids or certain friends or certain like other patterns, or maybe you say, Christy, I am so freaking blocked in my intuition. Like I feel like I got a brick in my head. Okay. Okay. So we can help coach you in one-on-one sessions on that. Okay. So basically, when you're listening to this, what is your main problem? Okay. I want you to really just like note to yourself, okay, if I could get this thing fixed, how much would it be worth it to me? Okay, and I want you to just really honestly think about that for a minute. If I could get this one thing fixed, it would be worth how much to you? Okay, so basically, here's what a session looks like. So we get on the phone, it's 50 minutes, we find out what your main thing is that you want to work on, or multiple things, okay? But I want you to be a little realistic, okay? If you're 40, 50 years old, you've had 40, 50 years old of imprinting.
Yeah.
And so we can't, you know, I would love to think that I am like such an amazing healer that I could Shazam you and fix everything in one session. And funny enough, crazy things like that have happened.
Absolutely.
Okay, but it's not the norm. Okay, so, you know, most people who work with us, they buy packages of sessions, okay, and they really work on themselves for a good 6-7 months, okay? And you clear all these funny little blocks and imprinting and things like this, the subconscious hidden crap that you took in when you were 0 to 7 years old, and you will see amazing things happen in your life, okay? So, you know how sometimes you can say, well, I don't know how to clear my blocks, or I don't know how to fix myself. I have been trying to fix myself for years, right? And what if somebody came along and they said to you, hey, I can actually show you what to do. So in the first section, you know, like where you don't know, I mean, the real truth is you're not really responsible at some level because you don't actually know, okay? But I'm actually shifting you into the place where you have to actually be a little bit responsible and go, okay, this chick is offering to teach me how to clear my blocks, and you can do my Unlimited Abundance program and you can learn how to clear your blocks, and you can do my Love Her Above program, and you can learn how to clear your blocks. But I'm offering you even another stellar way to clear your blocks, which is do one-on-one sessions with Cindy, because she can actually just pinpoint, you know, what your stuff is and help you release it. Okay? So my point is, you know, we have to take some responsibility. We have to create some space within ourselves for change to actually occur, okay? And I have a funny way, like some of you guys who have been on my webinars, you know how I just tell you guys the truth, okay? You know what I mean? Some people might not want the truth, but I just tell you the truth. And the real truth is, I don't look at it like you have the option to not clear your blocks. I really don't. If you don't clear your blocks, what happens is the universe keeps showing you the same blocks over and over and over and over again as a love gift, okay? It's not trying to torture you. It really isn't, okay? When you guys are saying, why am I so broke, okay? Then the universe will show you, hey, you're so broke because of X, Y, Z. And it's showing you that so that you can actually clear those blocks that are showing up in your world, okay? And that's really how it works, okay? Your soul actually is benevolent and kind and loves you so much, it wants to help you clear your programming so that you can actually just get on with your life, okay? You know what I mean? I want you to just imagine the next 30 years, the next 40 years, the next 50 years, the next 60 years of your life from a place of, I can go create and manifest whatever the heck I want, and I have the tools to do it, okay? And I want you to really just think about owning that space within yourself, because that is what is possible. That's how I live my life. Like, if I decide I want to go make something happen, I just go make it happen, right? And if I have something that comes along the way that is in the way, I clear myself and I fix myself, because it's some part of me that's making it not happen, right? It's some belief that I have that's creating the block. And so I want you guys to live from that empowered place. You know, I really, really do. So, so Cindy, just because they don't know, can you think of like some really cool story of a client that you've helped and what happened to them or shifted?
Yeah, I can think of one of my clients. She's a long-time client. She actually, when she first came to me, she told me after the fact. I mean, she was really depressed. She was suicidal. She was kind of just done with it. It was kind of sad. She worked with me for quite a while, and she actually called me 2 times a week for quite a while. And we helped her. She had some stuff that happened 4 years old, 3 years old. We had a bunch of stuff that came up that she kind of imprinted, and she had imprinted it from mom.
And did she know?
No, she had no idea. She was, you know, in her 30s, and she was just like, my life is just not working, and I'm just done, and I'm tired, and I don't want to do it anymore. And she was actually she's a professional. She had a great job.
Yeah, you guys don't know. She had a really good income. She was like, most people would think she had it all, right? But internally, from her spiritual self, she didn't feel good.
She didn't feel loved. She didn't,
taken care of. Yeah.
Right. So she worked with me, and she's still working with me now, and so many awesome things. She has awesome love life. She's completely happy. She has...
What happened specifically, like, in her career?
That's what I was going to say. Her career tripled. She tripled her income.
Okay, so she tripled her income. She got a boy.
Yeah, she got a boy toy. She's got a boy toy. And she's just really happy, and that's what she tells me all. It's so funny because she's so grateful, and she thanks me every single time of, oh, you just helped me so much to change my life. She totally does the work, though. I give her homework, she does the work, she works in between, she's done Christie's other programs, and she does, she's done a lot of sessions with me just to help her to but her whole entire life did a 360.
Right. And so for those of you listening, you might say, well, I can't afford to work with Cindy, over and over and over again. But my point is, here's my point. Number 1, she could afford it, okay? Mm-hmm. But number 2, she shifted. Okay, like, what is the price that you're putting on happiness? You know what I mean? So we have all different clients who work with us. We have clients who come in and they do like 3 to 5 sessions, right? And then I've honestly had clients for 5 years that will call me like every 2 weeks. And people would say, well, Christie, why would they call you every 2 weeks? Aren't you really fixing them?
Yes, that's what people will say.
You know, but the real truth is they call because they go, oh my God, these 20 cool ass things happened to me. How can I get 40 more? Right? Like, you know what I mean? They have a different mindset. Okay. So they look at the coaching as it pays for itself, right? Like, hey, I go make this much money after I do coaching and sessions. So it's totally worth it. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
They make more than they spent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell me a client who came for maybe 5 sessions or something. Do you have a cool story about that?
Well, I have one person who had over how many years he had thyroid issues, and he was tired all the time.
Okay.
He was like, I'm tired. I've been to the doctor. I've done medication, done all these things. Nothing's working. Just completely and totally exhausted. He actually had 2 sessions with me, and he went back to the doctor. All his thyroid stuff was normal. And it was funny because he posed the question. He said, if anybody were to offer me either $1 million or sessions to help me clear my crap, I would clear my crap.
Wow.
His
So
whole
he must have
life
been
changed.
like freaking exhausted. Yeah. Like seriously.
Yeah, he could, you
He
know,
had
he
no
didn't have
life
life.
in. Yeah.
No.
Okay. So you know what I mean? So now here's the thing. We, again, can't claim that we fix bodies because we are not medical professionals.
Right.
But we can help you find the emotional things, and once those are purged out of the way, then it's kind of funny how the body just seems to heal itself, okay? Like the body's innate intelligence. Okay, so here's what you guys don't know is I get like emails and Facebook messages and all sorts of cool things after people work with Cindy, okay? So these are honestly just some of them. So I kind of like ran through them really quick, and I'm just going to read some, okay? So Susan Schollenberger, okay? But I love this testimony because here's what she says. She goes, once again, Cindy blasts through my major blocks with a jackhammer. I highly recommend getting a session or 2 with her. I was able to feel the areas she was clearing as she did them. It felt like cancer spreading all over, but she nailed everyone and then filled in the space with light and love, because that's what we do. We clear the block and then we fill it in with all the good stuff, all the unlimited possibilities, okay? Maddie, she goes, your coaching was unbelievable. It is difficult to understand that something like this exists. Which I also think is kind of funny. Cindy, I just want to thank you so much for my clearing session. It's amazing. Cindy was spot on with everything. I've just started my own business and I'm juggling supporting 2 family members. I really love doing what I'm doing, but I was wondering whether I was going to be able to cope. I feel so much calmer and clear about what I have to do now to get where I want to be. But how many of you guys just want to feel at peace in your life? You know what I mean? Like sometimes peace is priceless.
Absolutely.
Okay, Cindy, I thought I'd give you some feedback over the call. It's around 4 weeks since the call with you. Financially, I had a great May. Also booked a £4,000 job, or 4,000 Australian dollars, whatever that is, from Australia for July. So I'll be back for more calls with you. And my wife is going to book you as well. Okay. Hey, here's another interesting, a thyroid one. I suffered from low thyroid for approximately 10 years. Approximately 3 years ago, I began taking prescriptions. It was getting worse and worse. I was extremely tired and achy. It felt like it was constantly like the flu without having a fever. My doctor said my thyroid levels were normal after the prescription, and he didn't know what else to do. I felt so bad that I remember thinking that if this is actually the company you're talking about.
Okay.
I felt so bad that I remember thinking that if I had the choice between being cured or winning $100 million, I wouldn't even have to think about it. The only thing that mattered in my life was being healed. I made a 1-hour telephone appointment with Cindy, hoping there was a chance she might be able to help me. That day I felt an energy surge, and I knew that I no longer needed to take my prescriptions. Again, we cannot tell you to do that. We will never tell you to do that, but he did. He goes, I felt wonderful for the first time in years. I told my doctor what had happened several months later at my next appointment. He said he wanted to do blood work to check my thyroid levels. He said it was a miracle that my thyroid levels were normal without me taking prescriptions. I am grateful beyond words and beyond what words can describe for the healthy life that Cindy has brought back to me. I mean, seriously.
Awesome.
It's like really cool. Okay, that one's really long. I'm just not going to read it just because it's really long, but there's... Okay. Let's see. So I am up in the night following your call after call number 3 for Cindy, and I'm doing my vision board. I booked sessions with Cindy, and the bank agreed to lend the business some money, and we got gifted 1,000 pounds, and my hubby got me a secondhand Tiffany ring for Christmas at a fraction of the price.
Awesome.
Okay. So people like to get money and stuff like that. Okay. I had an amazing session with Cindy. Cindy removed stuff I didn't even know I had. Throughout the session, I felt stuff leaving. My back, neck, shoulders felt so much lighter. I felt happier, more blissful. I'm very grateful for the clearing. This is one of the highlights of my life. That is so cool.
That's awesome.
That's so cool.
That's awesome.
It's totally worth it. It's priceless. That's what she says. At least... try it at least once in a lifetime. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. She goes, the vibration and level of connectivity to the source energy is priceless. Results speak for itself. My pain in the left hip is gone after months and months of discomfort. I would recommend to anyone. If you trust in Christie or Cindy's work, give it a go. Words cannot express it. So that's Renita. Okay. Today's call with Cindy was awesome. I learned a lot listening to her work. I did some work with clearing the house and being a better receiver, because you guys realize that, hey, part of manifesting is you have to actually receive it.
Right.
She goes, I got a surprise check for $900. I have no idea why it was sent. Thank you, Cindy, for helping me becoming an even better receiver so quickly. Now for helping me find a buyer for the house. Okay. And by the way, you guys, I'm skipping some. Like, these whole pages are filled with them. Okay. This is from Kim Walker. The previous 2 sessions have been life-changing. On our first, she put in parentheses our 3rd session. Oh, I don't know. It's either first or 3rd session. I can't understand. I asked what to do about being unemployed. Having held distinguished positions for many years, the past 18 months I've not been able to secure a new job or even an interview. Okay? That's got to be amazingly frustrated, especially if you were a high earner. She worked on clearing several layers, and the very next day I was offered interesting work as a consultant for a few weeks. I have been rehired, and my new goal is to turn this into something better or more permanent offer. It was amazing that within 24 hours, this is so
awesome.
cool, because she doesn't know, she didn't know these.
I didn't know.
Okay. It all shifted by working on myself with Cindy's support and assistance to help shift the vibration. So notice she also said I worked on myself too, okay? So that is highly encouraged. On the second phone call, I was able to start really feeling the issues and where I hold them in my body, and I could feel them actually release. Not only is this transformative externally, but internally as well. The results were tangible, immediate, and a larger sense of major mind shift occurs, which is really important for the quality of life and contributing in my here and now. So Kim said it was invaluable. Okay, let's see.
This is cool to hear these.
I know, because she doesn't know. She's like listening too. She goes, I didn't give any feedback on my first session, but I'll talk a bit about my 2 sessions. Both were amazing, all caps, okay? At times during the first one, I thought, how is this possible? But I was feeling the junk leaving my body, so I knew something was happening and it was working. I still don't know how, but who cares? It worked. Lots of visions as well as feelings in my first session. The second session was mostly feelings with glimpses of images. The first one dealt with a lot of anger, which I didn't know I have, because a lot of times you guys will clear your stuff and people will say to us, I didn't know I had that. Well, that's the whole point, because you're blocked and it's hidden, right? Right. And she goes, the next day, all kinds of things kind of came up about anger. I noticed each one of them, and it just started clearing. And I realized how many times I had gotten angry during the course of the day prior to a session. She goes, I literally didn't realize that I was so freaking angry. You know what I mean? She goes, I didn't realize it because now it cleared, and now I could actually pay attention to my anger. Thanks so much, Cindy. A lot of old anger is gone. After the last, because she processed for about 3 or 4 days, I felt really great. and I'm able to tell people what I think without anger now. She goes, it feels wonderful, truly wonderful. And today, after the session 2, which dealt with a lot of feeling let down, disappointments, and feeling like others are going to let me down, it was good because now I'm aware of that too, and I can slough it all off, and I know it's not really personal. I definitely felt the changes occurring after the sessions, for a few days after the sessions, and I'm sure I will with all sessions. And it helps me notice the changes, and I really enjoy it. So thank you bunches. So that's kind of cool, because that's what happens. Everyone processes different. But what happens is most people actually feel the gunk leave in their body. If you shut down your feelings, you actually might not feel it, but you'll have pictures or awarenesses or thoughts and stuff like that kind of leave. And when you think of like the event or whatever we're clearing, it'll feel different after it's gone. Okay. Okay. That was the same one I just read. Let's see. Isn't that funny? I have like 3 back people all in a row. Here's another one, Paula. Awesome session. My back pain is greatly diminished. As the oldest of 5 kids, I always felt like I had to be the strong one. My parents fought over money often. Dad worked all the time as a house painter to support the family of 7. And he would come home high from the paint fumes from lacquering. I never knew what state he would be in, and we were always told he had to work hard and still would never get ahead. Mom would always try to protect us. The session was very valuable to release resentment and transmute my reactions. Thank you, and look forward to all the amazing transformations. But basically she was saying her back pain left, because once you get rid of your imprinting and stuff like that, physical things can happen. Okay, but anyway, you guys pretty much get the, ooh, there's one. I think Cindy just saved my life, really. I knew I was feeling a little hopeless, but I had no idea how much my mom's despair had affected me. There is more to release, but now the desire to have a fulfilled life is here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, you guys might think that's just a little thing that she just said. I think Cindy just saved my life. But what she's really saying is she had no hope. So a lot of you guys have diminished your hopefulness. My guides always told me that the worst thing you can ever take away from somebody is their hope, you know? Sure. So it's really, really amazing. And this is one of Cindy's clients, Julie, and we know Julie or whatever, but basically in one of her testimonies to us that we have on video, she basically said, working with Cindy basically kept me married. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, she did.
Really?
Yeah, she goes, I'm still married.
Wow.
So anyway. But anyway, she said, many thanks to Cindy for her amazing support and clearing blocks and blocks and blocks. Yesterday we worked on a different thing, and I had some leg pain for a long time, but it's clearing, and it's 99% better, and she's actually a nurse. So over the months that I've worked with Cindy, I've noticed subtle, wonderful changes. I have respect for myself now. My entire family has benefited from the work. We are more respectful of each other, communicate better, and have more fun together. She goes, I have fun. And I want to express my deepest gratitude for Christie and Cindy. It helped me have the most amazing year yet. Okay? So, I mean, you guys get it, right? I mean, like literally, I could just keep reading them because they're so fun. But the reason I like this is because you guys probably don't know, but the thing that we actually love the most in my life is actually watching people wake up. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like watching people go, oh my God, I didn't know I had this block. Then they change it, and then something new happens, and then they call back and they go, oh my God, I didn't know this was possible.
Right.
You know, it's kind of like being like the fairy godmother or something. You know what I mean? It really is. It really is. Like if you were going to give me the best job description ever, just say, you get to be the fairy godmother, and I'd be like, I'm all in.
Absolutely.
Okay, so anyway. So you guys get the gist of it. If you would like to book one-on-one sessions, there's a couple of different packages available. You can book 1 session, you can book 3 sessions, and you book 5 sessions. Now we did that because everyone has different economic things that are going on in their life, but you have to be realistic. 1 session isn't going to clear 4,000 things, okay? And we highly encourage that you do it for a longer period of time, just so that you get to be embodied in the new energy and you get the tools to help you out. Okay? And so that's our gorgeous story.
Gorgeous story.
And we hope that you take part in that, because we know what happens with our clients, okay? And I always say to my clients, like, I wish I could just show people what is really, 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 really possible, okay? And so if you're listening, if some part of this draws you in, that is probably some part of your soul saying, hey, you need some sessions. And I would just follow that kind of inner nudge. I'm going to ask you a question, and my question to you is this. Kind of tune in and just say, if I do sessions with Cindy, will it profit me emotionally, mentally, physically, right? More than the actual cost of the session? Okay. And if the answer is yes, take part in it. You could also ask, how much better will I currently feel overall in my life? Like, scale of 1 to 10, if you're currently at a 7, like, what number will it pop up after I do 5 sessions with Cindy? And then check out that number. See, I always believe in total empowerment, okay? I'm not trying to, like, sell you anything. I'm actually just trying to get you to be aware enough to know what actually could benefit you. And you just make the choice for yourself. All right? So we love you. Thank you so much for watching this. And let us know what happens.